Over the last 9 months, Poise Foundation hosted a series of community conversations in the African American community focused on developing a vision for a sustainable Black community in the Pittsburgh region. Over 300 people throughout the city of Pittsburgh and Allegheny County provided their voice to help develop the vision.
Why I'm happy I'm here today is because I think your voice is the crucial voice that we need. And the reason is because where we need to go in the future, sometimes we need to pay attention to what we came from, and sometimes we need to understand that what we had back then shouldn't just disappear. Everything we had back then was not bad. So, we talk about progressing. Sometimes we progress ourselves out of a blessing.
We've got to find.
So the first thing is, what is that vision? How do we create a vision? How do we create something that we can all look at and say, yeah, if our communities, if our neighborhoods look like that, that would be success to us. That would be what we want for our community. Okay. We've had about 7 or 8 conversations with different neighborhoods. We're going to have about 4 or 5 more. We're going to talk with individuals. We're going to talk to professionals. We're going to talk to young kids, college kids. Like I said, different neighborhoods we've been in. We're trying to get information from everybody as to what does that vision look like. Then we're going to compile all that together and come up with a vision we can bring back to all the people who are involved, as well as others in the community, and say, does this make sense? Is this a vision that you can look at and say, yeah, that's it. If we had that, that's where we want to go.
To bring some loving here today.
Imagine you are walking through your neighborhood. And you're walking through this neighborhood, your neighborhood, as it should be in 15 years from now. In 15 years from now. What do the buildings look like as you're walking past? What do those buildings look like? Think about, where are the people gathering? Where do people normally gather in your neighborhood? 15 years from now. How do you make decisions in the community, in your neighborhood? How are decisions being made? And we have to think about the food. What are we eating? What do we traditionally eat? How do we celebrate with our food? How do we share it? Also, where are you working 15 years from now? If you're not working, you're retired. Where are you retired 15 years from now? How are you traveling? How are you traveling in your neighborhood? And now you're out on the street. What's going on the streets? And very important, where is the center of the neighborhood? Where does everybody gravitate toward? Where do they go to? And of course, 15 years from now, the greening of America. How does it affect our neighborhood, green space? And how does water fit in?
Father, we don't need to escalate.
Currently, we see our neighborhood segregated. We want to see more diverse and integrated neighborhoods.
Going back to when you said you'd like to see more mixed income communities, what did you mean by that?
Mixed communities, diverse communities. We don't want our communities segregated. We don't want a whole street full of African Americans or a whole street full of Caucasians. We want the neighborhoods to be more diverse.
But we also want mixed incomes in the community. We don't want a gentrification to be
So you just need a range of income?
So we want a range of income, which is mixed income.
So, at the beginning, he said that somebody could take a look at your zip code and tell what your social status was and what your income was and what type of house you lived in or what type of neighborhood you lived in. We don't want that to be the case. We want everybody's house to be beautiful. We want everybody's house to be landscaped. We don't want a person receiving food stamps to look like they're receiving food stamps. We want everybody to look the same and have a different range of income. Maybe not the upper class, but you can't tell a lower class from a middle class per se.
We're just going to add on that we're interested in having swimming pools and a grocery store, We want people of all ages. We want a community that's very clean and fresh, and we want our spaces occupied and lived in and not abandoned looking. We want modern schools, and we want people outside exercising.
Escalate. You see, war is not the answer.
In the buildings, we see no vandalisms like graffiti. They are taller, no broken windows, more open businesses, and solar panels.
Better political system, 2-parent homes, less teen pregnancy, more job opportunities, less animals and debris, less people in jail, better social groups, and less technological dependencies.
More greenery in the community. We have better police officers, a better police task force. The economy has improved, and especially diversity, more different types of people within the community. We would like to see local college tuitions lowered, state-of-the-art schools, street sweeping every night so the community is clean annually, or regularly rather, more housing facilities, and child protective services, and a trolley system, a local way to travel back and forth. And also, we would like to see a park at the center of our community.
It's not the answer, for only love can conquer hate.
The first thing we want, he has suggested the Black Wall Street in 15 years. We want to have a neighborhood where we own everything, school systems, buildings, business, everything. We also want, you walk through a neighborhood of ours, we want to see nice lawns, green grass, nice buildings, stuff like that. Nice parks, playgrounds, basketball courts, great school system with top education and black teachers. Churches telling the truth, another way to provide education to our youth. He kept saying going back to the truth, basically, from where we come from. Neighborhood walking. You've never seen anybody walking through our neighborhood. Never. Exercising classes, no to limited fast food. Block parties.
You know we've got to find a way.
Some of the things that we envisioned for our community was a business district from Hamilton and Homewood Avenue all the way up to Frankstown and Homewood Avenue. Our eating habits changing because of Whole Foods and more food co-ops and like Trader Joe's in the community. Green grass instead of weeds and things around. Happy people, children laughing, homes taken care of, community churches, gardens for the community. Not being afraid to walk through alleys after dark, no violence, raising children here in Homewood, fair fights, none of the extra violent things, levels of trust and respect, core group of people such as parents, students, and everyone getting involved in the decision-making process.
Value education. Not just say you have to get a diploma, but you must value it, because when you value it, you can pass it on to someone else, that it is important. It is a lifeline. You will be respected.
No grocery store, no laundromat, no cleaners, no gas station. Getting to the idea of where would they like to see the community in the next 10, 15 years from now. Community policing, I think someone already touched on that. No pharmacy, doctor's office, affordable housing, on and on and on. Museums, arts, sidewalks. There's people talk about people walking in the middle of the street because there's no sidewalk.
And picket signs, don't punish me with brutality.
Community park, African American males living. No violence, gang members coming together and unifying.
what's I say, owning boats, more money,
Maryland again.
being paid for or worse. Investment club, shared investments.
Our points were that they have a better business district, less abandoned and vacant houses, a community-formed financial institution, full employment for residents, no school tax for seniors, more youth activities, development of block watch groups, strong parent-teacher organization, full parent participation in schools, community-based mentoring by men on the streets, and a crime-free community.
Thank you. Don't punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to.
More focus on the family. And I guess we all know that we've gotten away from that. And I don't know whether we really even understand the essence of the family anymore. And a lot of times it's funny, it's not really funny, it's pathetic, because we work with a lot of the youth, and a lot of them will be fighting each other, and then they'll come to find out afterwards that they're some kin to one another. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, so it's a spontaneous thing. And we know the family, if you got your family together, and the family isn't only your family, it's the extended family, so that's the whole community. That's how I basically come up. That's how I was taught.
For the last month, Poise Foundation has been working hard to synthesize the information collected and develop draft vision statements for the community to review. The foundation is now ready to share the draft vision statements. Please welcome J.W. Wallace, Poise Foundation Consultant.